Donald Trump just wrapped up a disastrous press conference in the Oval Office. He was again looking extremely unwell. Just take a look at his face here. Zoom in on his right hand. It's almost completely discolored. You can see it right here. Zoom in. It is really, really like almost like a bluish shade at this point. Then during this press conference, Donald Trump was asked, "What is your response to people believing you were dead over the weekend? Did you see that?" To which Donald Trump said, "No, really? I didn't see that. Oh, I heard that." Huh? Here, play this clip.
President Trump, something completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really?
I didn't see that?
You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do him for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports.
Next, Donald Trump is asked about the video that's since gone viral. We posted it here on the MeidasTouch network of an individual at the White House opening up one of the windows and apparently throwing things out the window like garbage bags or something. This was very suspicious, especially given Donald Trump's apparent deteriorating physical condition. But then Donald Trump claims that didn't really happen. That's all AI. Here, play this clip.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residence upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
So that's a fake video?
Well, it's got to be, because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that, because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's, in fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And number one, they're sealed. And number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be, where was the window? Let me see.
Maybe from the renovations.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them.
Then Donald Trump says that when you don't like something, you should just blame AI for it. Here, play this clip.
What you were saying regarding the federal.
It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things, you know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it, because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was growing up, from the time I was a baby till now. I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
Just so you can see the video for yourself, in case you're confused about what I'm talking about with the things being thrown out of the window in the White House, I'll just show you a quick 22 seconds of it, but there's a lot more things that get thrown out of this window. Here, play this clip.
Got another one? Let me see. Yeah, let's stay in that little outhouse on the end. Oh, somebody there, right? Right now, right? Oh, there you go. You got it.
It should also be noted as well that a White House spokesperson previously confirmed that things were being thrown out of the window. The White House said that it was a contractor doing regular maintenance while the president was gone. I don't think he was gone, and that doesn't appear to be regular maintenance to me. In any event, Donald Trump is next asked What's your response to the fact that Russia jammed the GPS of a plane that was flying the president of the European Union Commission, Ursula von der Leyen? In other words, an assassination attempt by Russia. And Donald Trump's response was to parrot Russian propaganda and say, actually, that's probably a good thing if you don't get to use your phone if they jam your GPS. Probably a good thing by Russia. A good thing? They tried to assassinate the president of the European Union Commission. Here, play this clip.
Okay.
What do you think? We talked about controlling the sky. On Sunday, the satellite signal of Ursula von der Leyen's plane was it?
With Ursula? Well, she had an interesting event. She's a tremendous woman. And so what are you asking me about her?
NATO is concerned about it, and too about this.
True, NATO is concerned about it. Well, nobody knows where it came from, but they did take away her ability to use a phone. You know? Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that could happen to me. I'd be very happy.
Next, Donald Trump is asked to respond to the fact that China is throwing a military parade that Putin and Kim Jong-un will be attending after India's Prime Minister Modi was visiting China as part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting in Tianjin. And all these world leaders were in China as Xi Jinping was trying to assert dominance over Donald Trump. And Trump is asked, does this worry you? And Trump's like, nah, China needs us. Here, play this clip.
It's going to be crime-free, and it's going to be spick and span. It's going to be, you'll be proud of Washington again. Go ahead, please.
Sir, China's having a massive military parade that President Putin and Kim Jong-un will be attending. Do you interpret that as a challenge to this? And are you concerned at all about those countries trying to be some sort of counterweight?
Not at all. China needs us, and I have a very good relationship with President Xi, as you know, but China needs us much more than we need them. No, I don't see that at all, no. And I had actually a very good meeting with President Putin a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if anything comes out of it. If it doesn't, we'll take a different stance.
Again, how weak and pathetic was that? Then Donald Trump is asked to respond to the federal court ruling in the Northern District of California, declaring that Donald Trump's use of the military in California was a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, that it was unlawful and that it needed to stop. The court temporarily stayed its own order pending a Trump appeal. So the 300 remaining National Guardsmen and women can still stay in D.C., but Donald Trump then kind of yells at the reporter and goes, why didn't you ask me the real question? And the reporter's like, what do you mean the real question? Why didn't you say the facts? Here, play this clip.
March today in California ruled that your deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles was illegal. Do you have any response?
Well, it was a radical left judge, but very importantly, what did you not tell me in that question or statement that you made? Pretty much of a statement, I think.
Well, I was asking for your response.
No, you didn't say what the judge said, though. The judge said, but you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can continue to be in place. That's all we need. But why didn't you put that as part of your statement? Because the same judge ruled exactly as you said, except the judge said that you could leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can stay, they can remain, they can do what they have to do. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Then Donald Trump blames the horrible day at the stock market on the ruling by the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals, finding that Donald Trump's tariffs were unlawful. See, Donald Trump's going to try to use that as a scapegoat, as he always does, because he's weak and pathetic and vile. Here, play this clip.
Because they're patriots. I think I give tremendous credit to that judge. And now it's going to the Supreme Court. Now we're going to be asking for early admittance. We're going tomorrow, and we're going to ask for an expedited ruling because, when you look at the stock market's down today, the stock market's down because of that, because the stock market needs the tariffs. They want the tariffs. If you look at AI, all of those, all of that money that's going to be invested, trillions and trillions of dollars, the biggest thing, bigger than the internet, I suspect. It's the internet plus 3 or 4 other things combined. We are leading very substantially with AI. We're leading because of tariffs. We're leading because of talent, and this is where they'd like to be. But without the tariffs, we wouldn't have a chance because we wouldn't be able to protect those investments of the companies coming in. So if you took away tariffs, we could end up being a third world country. That's how big the ruling. So we're asking for an expedited ruling.
A reporter asked Donald Trump if he has spoken to Putin in the past week. Donald Trump says, yeah, I don't want to. I will say things I've learned in the next few days. Here, play this clip.
Have you spoken with President Putin in the past week? Have you spoken with President Putin in the past
I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
consequences if there.
Well, that's very suspicious. So you've been speaking with Putin while he attempted to assassinate the president of the European Union Commission? What the hell? Then Donald Trump says that without the United States, everything would die. Again, is this projection right here? Here, play this clip.
Because without the United States, everything in the world would die. It's true. It's so powerful. It's so big. And I made it really big in the first 4 years. Then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did. But we built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest, we're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariffs. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus it gets us great negotiating. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade.
Then Donald Trump starts attacking Chicago and Los Angeles. He says Chicago is a hellhole, and he says Los Angeles would be burned down to the ground if it wasn't for me. And then he seems to conflate sending the National Guard with when he ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to empty reservoir water in Northern California onto farmland in Northern California, nowhere near the wildfires back in January, which were 100% contained at the time. Donald Trump just stole the water from the farmers, basically, so he could drain it into farmland after the fires were contained. And he seems to confuse in his mind Army Corps of Engineers and the army he sent in order to militarize and try to subjugate the people of Los Angeles. Here, play this clip.
They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with it. They should have had the water coming down, like I said. You know, we had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to L.A. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles.
Then Donald Trump says, no matter what, we're going into Chicago. Let's play it.
So that's what he said.
Make your mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When we lose, when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone.
Then Donald Trump says that people in Maryland do not need housing. Here, play this clip.
Sir, we need help. It's out of control. And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would love to have, I would say, Governor Moore call, because I watched him over the weekend trying to explain that Baltimore, what they need is housing. No, they don't need housing. They need to get rid of the criminals. These are hardcore criminals. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals. Frankly, they were born to be criminals, and they're tough.
And then I guess what this press conference was about was Space Command. The Trump regime is removing Space Command outside of Colorado, and they're putting it in Alabama. Here, play this clip.
And this will be there for hopefully hundreds of years. That's where it's going to be. I will say I want to thank Colorado. The problem I have with Colorado, one of the big problems, they do mail-in voting. They went to all mail-in voting. So they have automatically crooked elections, and we can't have that. When a state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest elections, because that's what that means. So that played a big factor also.
The entire congressional delegation of Colorado, including Republicans, have just come out with a statement saying that this is a waste of billions of dollars in taxpayer dollars because the facility's been built in Colorado. You're going to get rid of massive amounts of jobs. This is the epitome of waste, fraud, and abuse. And you hear Donald Trump saying is, oh, because they do mail-in ballots in Colorado. What the hell are you doing? By the way, this is why our deficit is rising under Trump more than it did under Biden, because it's the waste, fraud, and abuse is Donald Trump. And finally, earlier today, you can hear Donald Trump when he called in to this podcast by Scott Jennings. Trump sounded really rough. His voice, again, it's very, very sickly. Here, play this clip.
I'm very disappointed in him. He and I always had a great relationship. I'm very disappointed. Thousands of people are dying. They're not Americans that are dying, but they're Russians and they're Ukrainians, and there's thousands, and it's a war that makes no sense. And it would have never started if I were president, and that's what bothers me even more, because the election was totally rigged, and it's a shame. We'll see what happens, but I'm very disappointed in President Putin. I can say that, and we'll be doing something to help people live. You know, it's not a question of Ukraine. It's help people live. 7,000 people are dying every single week. Soldiers, mostly. But 7,000 people. And if I can help to stop that, I think I have an obligation to do it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.